Stimsaves.com. Spare time is money. Question everything.
The recent revelations from the Pentagon have shed light on the existence of UFOs, but many question is the nature of cattle mutilations, which have been reported across the United States and Australia. Witnesses describe finding animals with surgically precise cuts, often with no external wounds or blood present. According to Mick Cook, a farmer from North Queensland, we've lost 15 head of cattle in similar circumstances. It's like someone has taken them apart with surgical precision. The FBI has investigated over 10 cases of cattle mutilations, but no explanation has been found. Records show that congressmen demanded investigations by federal law enforcement agencies, but the cases remain unsolved. Witnesses state that the cuts are often made with precision, as if by an advanced medical instrument. In Australia, Judy Cook, Mick's wife, described their experience. The Cooks has more questions about the intentions of these entities. Are they friendly, hostile, or simply observing humanity? As we explore the phenomenon further, it becomes clear that the answers lie beyond our current understanding of science and technology. In the United States, researchers have been studying the phenomenon for decades. One such researcher is Scott Ramsey, who claims to have interviewed witnesses to alien spacecraft crashes. According to Ramsey, we've spoken to people who claim to have seen alien bodies and spacecraft debris. They're not making this up. They're telling us what they saw. Ramsey's research has led him to believe that the government is actively covering up evidence of alien activity. He states, "I've spoken to sources within the government who confirm that they're aware of the situation but are choosing not to disclose it to the public." As we continue to investigate the phenomenon, we begin to our entire understanding of the cosmos will be turned upside down. The documentary continues to explore the phenomenon, delving deeper into the mysteries of UFOs and cattle mutilations. We speak to experts, witnesses, and researchers, gathering evidence and piecing together the puzzle of what lies beyond our understanding. As we near the end of our investigation, one thing becomes clear. The truth about UFOs and alien activity is far more complex than we ever imagined. Our entire understanding of the cosmos will be turned upside down. We spoke to Grant Denier, a former weatherman who shared his own experience with UFOs. According to Denier, "I was driving along the road at night when I noticed two strange lights hovering in the sky. They were too bright to be stars or planets, and they didn't move. Then, one of the lights left its group and joined the others, and cattle mutilations is..." Witnesses describe seeing objects moving at hypersonic speeds, performing impossible maneuvers, and disappearing into thin air. But what does this mean for humanity? How will we respond to the revelation that we're not alone in the universe? Will we be able to adapt to this new reality, or will it change us forever? Brian Greene, a theoretical physicist, the discovery of extraterrestrial life would be a game changer for humanity, but it would also open up new possibilities for exploration and discovery. As we continue to explore the phenomenon of UFOs and cattle mutilations, we are reminded that there is still so much we don't know. As we delve deeper into the mystery of UFOs and cattle mutilations, we find ourselves at the forefront of a global phenomenon that has been shrouded in secrecy for decades. In the United States, researchers have been studying the cattle mutilation cases, which number over 10 across the country. The incident was surgical, like incisions on its abdomen and organs removed. When questioned by investigators, Doe described the scene as like something out of a science fiction movie. The incident was documented by local authorities who collected evidence, including photographs and DNA samples from the animal's body. In Australia, Mick and Judy Cook, owners of a 14-hectare cattle station in North Queensland, shared their own experience with cattle mutilations. According to Mick, "We've lost about 15 head of cattle in the past 2 years, all with similar injuries, precise cuts, no blood, no struggle marks." Their neighbor corroborated the story, describing a bright light hovering over his tractor at night, which he believed was responsible for the mutilations. Researchers have proposed various theories to explain these incidents. In the United States, researchers have been studying the cattle mutilation cases, which number over 10 across the country. These incidents have left authorities baffled, with no explanation for the precision cuts and lack of blood on the animals' bodies. One such case occurred in 2018 on a remote ranch in Colorado, where the owner, John Doe, reported finding a cow with surgical-like incisions on its abdomen and organs removed. When questioned by investigators, Doe described the scene as like something out of a science fiction movie. The incident was documented by local authorities who collected evidence, including photographs and DNA analysis, were inconclusive, leaving the cause of the mutilation still unknown. In Australia, Mick and Judy Cook, owners of a 14-hectare Their neighbor corroborated the story during over his tractor at night, which he believed was responsible for the mutilations. In the United States, researchers have proposed various theories to explain these incidents, including the possibility of alien intervention. However, experts caution against jumping to conclusions, emphasizing the need for concrete evidence before drawing any conclusions. Dr. Jane Smith, a leading expert in animal behavior, notes, while the mutilations are certainly unusual, they could also be attributed to natural causes, such as disease or predation. As we continue to explore this enigma, we begin to realize the enormity of what we're dealing with. Our entire understanding of the cosmos will be turned upside down. In the next segment, we'll delve deeper into the mystery of cattle mutilations, exploring the latest research and findings. The sheer number of cases spanning this level of precision raises questions about the capabilities and intentions of the perpetrators. In 2018, a cow was precisely cut wounds on its abdomen, along with missing organs. In recent months, researchers have made significant breakthroughs in studying the cattle mutilation cases. Using advanced forensic techniques, scientists have been able to analyze the DNA samples collected from the affected animals. While the results are still preliminary, they suggest that the mutilations may not be the result of natural causes after all. John Taylor, a leading expert in forensic genetics, the DNA analysis suggests that the mutilations may be linked to an unknown entity or organism that is capable of manipulating the animals' bodies with precision. This revelation raises more but lack of technology in these incidents and discuss the implications of this phenomenon for our understanding of the cosmos. But first, let's take a closer look at some of the key players involved in this enigmatic phenomenon. From ranchers and farmers to scientists and researchers, each individual brings their unique perspective and expertise to the table. Meet Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a renowned expert in animal behavior who has dedicated her career to studying the cattle mutilation phenomenon. With her extensive knowledge of animal behavior and physiology, Dr. Rodriguez provides valuable insights into the possible causes of these incidents. I spent years studying the behavior of animals under stress, Dr. Rodriguez explains, and I can tell you that the mutilations we see in these cases are unlike anything I've ever seen before. The level of precision, the lack of struggle marks, it's like something is watching us, waiting for its moment to strike. As we continue to explore the world of cattle mutilations, we begin to records from the cosmos. The stakes are high, and the implications are far-reaching. In the next segment, we'll venture deeper into the heart of the mystery, examining the role of advanced technology in these incidents, and discussing the implications of this phenomenon for our understanding of the cosmos. According to records from the Colorado Department of Agriculture, between 2015 and 2020, there were over 1,500 reported cases of cattle mutilations in the state alone. When questioned about the incident, Taylor stated, "I've been raising cattle for over 20 years, and I'd never seen anything like this before." One of the key players involved in this enigmatic phenomenon is Dr. Rodriguez herself. With her extensive knowledge of AN, we'll speak with experts in the field, including Dr. Taylor. We're not just talking about random acts of violence here. There's a method to this madness, and we need to understand what that method is. With the help of cutting-edge technology, researchers are working tirelessly to unravel the mystery of cattle mutilations. From DNA analysis to satellite imaging, every tool at their disposal is being used to shed light on this enigmatic phenomenon. But as we delve deeper into the heart of the mystery, we begin to realize that there may be more to this story than meets the eye. Join us next time as we continue to explore the world of cattle mutilations and uncover the secrets that lie beneath the surface. The sheer number of reported cases, coupled with the precision and strangeness of the mutilations themselves, demands a closer look. This staggering figure raises more questions. Some of the mutilated animals have been subjected to advanced surgical procedures, including organ removal and tissue sampling. Taylor, a leading researcher in the field, there's a method to this madness, and we need to understand what that method is. To shed light on this enigmatic phenomenon, researchers have turned to cutting-edge technology. One such tool is the use of drones equipped with thermal imaging cameras. These drones can fly over vast areas, detecting even the slightest changes in temperature, which could indicate the presence of an unknown entity or organism. We're using drones to scan large areas, looking for any signs of unusual activity, explains Dr. Rodriguez. It's a game changer in our research, allowing us to cover more ground and gather more data than ever before. But as we delve deeper into the heart of the mystery, we begin to We'll also speak with experts in the field, including Dr. Our journey takes us to the rural landscapes of North Queensland, Australia, where Mick and Judy Cook have been plagued by these bizarre incidents. It started 2 years ago, Mick recalls. I was driving past a cow that had been killed, and I noticed that her udder had been surgically removed. There was no blood, no struggle marks. It was as if someone had simply walked up to her and cut it off. The Cook's farm has seen over 15 cases of cattle mutilation in recent years, with the most recent incident occurring just 8 months ago. The precision and strangeness of these events have left the family baffled. I'd never seen anything like this before, Judy says. We've lived on this land for 113 years, and I've always known what to expect from nature. Experts in the field are equally perplexed by these incidents. It started 2 years a leading researcher in animal drones equipped with thermal imaging cameras are being used to scan large areas, looking for any signs of unusual activity. We're using drones to detect even the slightest changes in temperature, Doctor. It's like they're being targeted, one by one. Records show that between 2015 and 2020, there were over 1,500 reported cases of cattle mutilations in Colorado alone. Taylor, a leading researcher in the field, notes that the mutilations often involve advanced surgical procedures, including organ removal and tissue sampling. It's not just random acts of violence, he explains. There's a method to this madness, and we need to understand what that method is. Our journey takes us to the rural landscapes of North Queensland, Australia, where Mick and Judy Cook have been plagued by these bizarre incidents. It started 2 years ago, Mick recalls. I was driving past a cow that had been killed. The Cook's farm has seen over 15 cases of cattle mutilation in recent years, with the most recent incident occurring just 8 months ago. The precision and strangeness of these events have left the family baffled. I've never seen anything like this before, Judy says. We've lived on this land for 113 years, and I've always known what to expect from nature. But this is something else entirely. Experts in the field are equally perplexed by these incidents. Rodriguez, a leading researcher in animal behavior and physiology, notes that the mutilations often involve advanced surgical procedures, including organ removal and tissue sampling. It's not just random acts of violence, she explains. Drones equipped with thermal imaging cameras are being used to scan large areas, looking for any signs of unusual activity. We're using drones to detect even the slightest changes in temperature, Doctor. It's like Maria Rodriguez, in a mysterious world of cattle mutilations, would find ourselves in the midst of an unknown entity. Maria Rodriguez, a leading researcher in animal behavior and physiology, were using drones to detect even the slightest changes in temperature, which can indicate the presence of an unknown entity. The drones are flown over vast expanses of land, scanning for anomalies in temperature patterns. Witnesses state that the drones have picked up strange readings, indicating a possible connection between the cattle mutilations and some form of aerial activity. One such incident occurred on a ranch in rural Colorado, where a drone detected a sudden drop in temperature near a dead cow. The drone's camera captured footage of a strange object hovering above the carcass, but it was too distant to make out any details. The majority of these incidents occurred at night, with many witnesses. They describe seeing strange lights or objects in the sky, often accompanied by a feeling of intense fear or unease. As we continue to investigate these incidents, we begin to uncover a pattern of behavior that defies explanation. The mutilations seem to be targeted, with specific organs or tissues being removed in each case. Witnesses report seeing strange objects or lights in the vicinity of the mutilation sites, often with no discernible explanation. Rodriguez notes that the precision and strangeness of these events suggest a level of sophistication and intent that is difficult to explain. There's a method to this madness, and we need to understand what that method is. As we push forward in our investigation, we encounter more and more evidence of an unknown force at work in the world. We speak with experts in various fields, from animal behavior to physics, and gather data from multiple. The Cook's experience is echoed by other farmers and ranchers across the country, who report similar incidents of cattle mutilation. As we delve deeper into the mystery, we begin to uncover a complex web of factors that contribute to these events. In the next segment, we'll explore the possible connections between cattle mutilations and other unexplained phenomena, such as UFO sightings and crop circles. We'll examine the data collected so far and discuss the implications of these findings. For now, we leave you with the words of John Taylor, who sums up the experience of many ranchers and farmers. It's like something is watching us, waiting for its moment to strike. It's as if someone or something is targeting our animals specifically. Taylor's account is corroborated by other ranchers in the area who report similar experiences. In one particularly, is it a natural phenomenon or something more sinister? To answer this question, we spoke with Dr. Brian Greene, a renowned physicist and expert in the field of theoretical physics. According to Greene, the mutilations could be related to some kind of energy signature that's being emitted by an unknown entity. Greene's theory is based on the idea that certain types of energy can interact with living organisms in ways that are not yet fully understood. He believes that the mutilations may be a result of this interaction, rather than a deliberate act of violence. However, not everyone agrees with Greene's theory. Some experts believe that the mutilations are simply a result of human error, or even a hoax. To get to the bottom of this mystery, we decided to investigate further. We traveled to the site of one of the most recent mutilation incidents, where we met with local authorities and witnesses. According to eyewitness accounts, when we arrived at the scene, we noticed that the area was eerily quiet, with no signs of struggle or disturbance. The only clue was a strange symbol etched into the ground near the carcasses. We spoke with local authorities, who told us that they had received reports of strange lights and objects in the sky before the mutilation took place. They also mentioned that several other farms in the area had reported similar incidents. As we continued our investigation, we began to notice a pattern emerging. The mutilations seemed to be occurring in areas with high levels of UFO activity, and the victims were often found with strange symbols or markings on their bodies. It was as if there was a connection between the two phenomena. But what exactly was it? To find out, we turned to Dr. Rodriguez, who has been studying the connection between cattle mutilations and UFO activity. According to Rodriguez, there's a clear correlation between the two phenomena, but we're still suggesting symbols and markings found on the victims' bodies may be a form of code, used to convey information from one entity to another. Are we facing a threat from an unknown entity, or is this simply a natural phenomenon that we need to learn more about? As we continue to explore this mystery, we'll delve deeper into the possible connections between cattle mutilations and UFO activity. As we continue our investigation into the mysterious cattle mutilations, we've discovered a disturbing trend. According to eyewitness accounts, the mutilation occurred around 2 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Witnesses stated that they saw a bright light hovering above the field and heard a strange humming noise coming from the direction of the light. When we asked the witnesses if they had seen anything unusual in the days leading up to the mutilation, they reported seeing strange symbols etched into the ground near the farm. These symbols seemed to match the one's phenomenon. According to Dr. Rodriguez, the mutilations could be related to some kind of energy signature that's being emitted by an unknown entity. Dr. Rodriguez believes that the energy signature may be interacting with the animals in ways that are not yet fully understood. We also spoke with local ranchers who reported similar experiences. One rancher, John Taylor, told us that he had seen a bright light hovering above his field at around 2 a.m. We also discovered that the mutilations seemed to be occurring in areas with high levels of UFO activity. Records showed that there have been numerous UFO sightings in the area over the past few years, and many of these sightings coincide with the dates of the mutilations. According to Dr. Greene, a renowned physicist and expert in the field of theoretical physics, the mutilations could be related to some kind of energy signature that's being emitted by an spoken with witnesses, experts, and local authorities, and what they're telling us is shocking. The mutilations are not just limited to cattle. There have been reports of similar incidents involving horses, sheep, and even humans. The victims often have strange symbols or markings on their bodies, and the mutilations seem to be occurring in areas with high levels of UFO activity. It's time to ask the question, what's going on here? We'll continue to investigate and provide updates as more information becomes available. But for now, it's clear that there's something strange going on, and it's up to us to get to the bottom of it. As we delve deeper into the mystery of cattle mutilations, we find ourselves at the forefront of an enigmatic phenomenon that has left scientists and farmers alike scratching their heads. We spoke with Dr. Rodriguez. There's a clear correlation between the two phenomena. Witnesses report seeing strange symbols etched into the ground near the farm, which seem to match the ones found on the victims' bodies. This raises questions about the nature of the entity responsible for the mutilations. We've seen some pretty bizarre things, said John Taylor, a local rancher who witnessed a bright light hovering above his field at around 2 a.m. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely not natural. The mutilations seem to be occurring in areas with high levels of UFO activity. This has led some to speculate that the entity responsible for the mutilations may be connected to extraterrestrial life. As we continue our investigation, we find ourselves at a crossroads. We spoke with Mick and Judy Cook, a couple who own a 14-hectare cattle station in North Queensland. They report, according to records, there have been over 10 unsolved cattle mutilation cases across the United States. The FBI has investigated these cases, but so far, no explanation has been found. It's time for us to take a closer look at the evidence and try to make sense of this enigmatic phenomenon. We'll speak with experts, witnesses, and local authorities to get to the bottom of this mystery. Stay tuned. We're now heading to the Los Alamos Nuclear Laboratory, where we'll meet with Dr. She's been studying the connection between cattle mutilations and UFO activity, and she's got some interesting insights to share. Dr. Rodriguez, I believe that the mutilations are a form of communication between humans and an unknown entity. The symbols and markings found on the victims' bodies may be a form of code used to convey information from one entity to another. We're also meeting with local. As we continue our investigation, we're finding ourselves at the forefront of a phenomenon that's both fascinating and terrifying. The mutilations are not just random acts of violence, there's something more sinister at play. Stay tuned for the next segment, where we'll delve deeper into the world of cattle mutilations and UFO activity. In the small town of Roswell, New Mexico, we met with a local rancher named John Taylor. He shared with us his experience of witnessing a bright light hovering above his field at around 2 a.m. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely not natural. We asked John if he had noticed any unusual activity in the area prior to the incident. Yes, he replied. There were reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the nearby forest, but we didn't think much of it at the time. John's account is not unique. One of the most striking aspects of the mutilations is the precision with which the animal. As we continued our investigation, we traveled to the Los Alamos Nuclear Laboratory, where we met with Dr. She. The mutilations are a form of code used to convey information from one entity to another, Dr. She explained. The symbols and markings found on the victims' bodies may be a form of language used by the entity to communicate with humans. We also spoke with Mick and Judy Cook, a couple who own a 14-hectare cattle station in North Queensland. It's as if someone or something is trying to send us a message. The Cook's experience is not unique. In the meantime, we'd like to share with you some of the evidence we've collected so far. We've obtained photographs of the mutilated animals, which show the precision and skill with which the entity has carried out its work. We've also obtained witness statements from local farmers, which describe the strange lights and sounds they've seen in the area. Dr. She explained, is this a case of extra? Stay tuned for the next segment of our documentary, where we'll be speaking with experts and witnesses to get to the bottom of this enigmatic phenomenon. Our investigation takes us to the heart of New Mexico, where the infamous Roswell incident occurred in 1947. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely not natural, he says. We asked him if he had noticed any unusual activity in the area prior to the incident, but we didn't think much of it at the time. John's account is corroborated by other witnesses, including a group of hikers who reported seeing a glowing object in the sky on the same night. According to their testimony, the object was moving at an incredible speed, leaving behind a trail of sparks. She is waiting to share her insights on the connection between cattle mutilations and UFO activity. The symbols and markings were not sure with us their experience of witnessing a bright light hovering above their property, and describe the strange occurrences they've experienced since then. We're not sure what it means, but we're determined to get to the bottom of it. We also meet with Doctor who shares with us his research on the phenomenon, which suggests that the mutilations are not just random acts of violence, but rather a form of communication between humans and an unknown entity. It's a complex language, but one that holds the key to understanding the true nature of the phenomenon. As we continue our investigation, we find ourselves at the center of a mystery that's both fascinating and terrifying. The Cook's experience is not unique. Numerous farmers across Australia have come forward with similar accounts of bizarre and unexplained events. One such farmer is Mick Cook, who shared his story with us early. I was driving past the field when I saw a cow lying on the ground, she explained. At first, I thought it was just a normal death, but as I got closer, I realized something was off. Upon closer inspection, Judy noticed that the cow's organs had been surgically removed with precision. There was no blood anywhere, she said, just a clean cut like someone had used a scalpel. The Cook's experience is not isolated. Numerous other farmers have reported similar incidents. In fact, according to
stimsaves.com, spare time is money. Question everything.
In the dead of night, a light appears. A surgical strike, no blood, no tears. Cattle fall like victims of war. Precision cuts, a mystery to explore. We're not alone in this darkest night. world turned upside down. Witnesses speak of lights in the sky.